The action continues in the Cardinals locker room. This is your chance to sound off. Your official home of the Arizona Cardinals. Isn't it amazing what a fresh coat of paint will do for your mood? There were plenty of reasons to believe that the addition of Adrian Peterson would do nothing to cure what ails the Cardinals. But boy, were the haters wrong on this one. The Cards' newest running back blazed the trail in his first game in red and white, racking up more yardage today than his last 6 games combined. What could have been a blowout win got a little sideways in the fourth quarter, but any victory tastes sweet upon further review.
Hello, everyone.
Palmer hands off Peterson again up the middle, and he's got the first down and more, and Adrian Peterson's heading for the end zone. Touchdown, Cardinals. What a debut by All Day.
It reminded me of Madden, you know, the way he was just running through there and out on his knees, just like his celebration he used to do on Madden. I'm a huge fan of him. You guys can air this, but it's great, man. He's a great addition to our team.
Obviously a day for old guys. I know how to coach old guys.
You know, I was like, that's one. I feel good. You know, this is the opportunity that, you know, I've been waiting for. You know, I never lost focus. I've always understood what God has blessed me with. And, you know, so being able to come here and have the opportunity to display it, you know, it was satisfying. You know, it felt good.
Well, you better believe All Day.
I couldn't help it sometimes. You know, I'm supposed to be booting out and, you know, doing some stuff. I just couldn't help to, you know, turn and look. There were so many seams. He was just kind of waiting and finding. You know, he had multiple seams to hit, but he kept hitting. So it was fun to watch. Been a fan for his for a long time, like a lot of people, and to have him on our side is great.
Palmer on first down, fires to Fitzgerald. Palmer now 9 for 9.
You're running the plays and you're running downhill. You know, the defense has to commit. You have to bring the safeties down in the box to be able to stop the run.
First and 10 from the 11, play action, end zone, touchdown, Fitzgerald.
And we were able to take advantage of an opportunity, you know, created by our offensive line and Adrian running the football so well.
Can't say enough about what Adrian Peterson added to us this week. You can see the energy.
Adrian Peterson draws with his second touchdown today.
There's a reason his nickname is AD. You know, he's an all-day performer, and you know, it's great to have him on our team.
I love BA saying it's a good day for old guys, but hey, he deserves some of the credit too. They committed to running the football with Peterson, giving him over 20 carries in his first game with the Cardinals, and he made Coach look smart, which is, I think, what we all want is for people to make us look smart.
Right?
This is the one that makes me look smart. Kristen Keeler joining
I don't
us
know
now.
about that. I think you do pretty well on your own.
Your take on today's game?
Oh, it was just so much fun. I feel like this was what we have been waiting for the whole season, this level of excitement. And you really can't say anything about this game other than Adrian Peterson re-energized them. It looked like a rejuvenated team to me. You can't give that credit to much else, I think. But we want to hear what you have to say. Who do you give the credit to? You've heard my opinion. Who had the biggest impact on today's Cardinals victory over Tampa? Was it Adrian Peterson, who scored 2 touchdowns and ran for more than 100 yards? Carson Palmer, who completed all 13 of his passes in the first half? Or Larry Fitzgerald, who caught a touchdown and went for over 100 receiving yards? So right now we're looking at an overwhelming number in the Adrian Peterson category.
I think they just like that tattoo. You've seen the brand he's got, right? He's got like a brand.
No.
Like the Omega symbol on his
Like
arm.
he got it burned into him.
I thought you had that too.
No. It's hidden. It's back there somewhere. We got how much about less than 10% for Carson Palmer. Larry Fitzgerald about a quarter. Larry, I wonder how he's feeling. We know that he loves Adrian Peterson, but people are all about Adrian Peterson today.
You know what Larry feels like? He feels like he can't wait to get one of these.
That's true. I think we're going to start seeing more AP jerseys popping up.
Go to 12news.com/yourvoice. Let us know what you think. We're going to update that poll a little later in the show. Monster day for Peterson in this Cards debut.
A heck of a day. Right? You know, I just feel like he was ready to prove himself, and he did it, but it could have been even better. What if that big run in the fourth quarter wasn't called back?
Yeah, you guys remember this one. 41 yards early in the fourth quarter. It was called back, though. Jerron Brown penalized here behind the play for an illegal block above the waist. And on the very next play of this possession, Fitz fumbled the ball. Linebacker Levante David took it back for a touchdown. That was a pretty big swing that sparked the Bucs' comeback. Thankfully, it didn't matter in the end, but hey, another 41 yards on Peterson's rushing total. Would have put him closer to 2 Bills if that one stood up. By the way, trivia question, AD has rushed for 200 yards 6 times. That's tied for the most ever with newly released from prison, O.J. Simpson.
Had to get that little nugget in there. It looked like the Bucs were done for, right? But they actually scored 27 points in the fourth quarter. That's why we call them the cardiac cards, right? Because they make us a little nervous at the end. They almost caught up with our Cardinals. I can't believe they let that happen.
Backup at the helm. Ryan Fitzpatrick in this game. Jameis Winston left with a shoulder injury. Crazy to even say this, but what if the Bucs didn't screw up all these two-point conversions you're watching here? They botched a trio of them. They tried to run it, they tried to pass it, no dice. Tampa Bay bungling 3 different conversion attempts. Do the math. That's 6 points. Would have been the difference in this game.
And a couple bounces went the Cards way down the stretch, like on that onside kick attempt late in the fourth.
I screamed at my desk, oh, they've got it. Tampa Bay's got it. Yeah,
I could hear you.
One of those plays where you're like, I'm glad the NFL has a replay system. Because there wasn't a bad onside attempt here. The ball pinballs around a little bit. It hits a Cardinal, and the Bucs recover, but you can see in slow motion, it actually hit a Buccaneer first. And I'm no rules expert, but that means the play is dead. The Cards get possession and dodge a bullet there. Would have been a different game if the Bucs got an extra possession. But thankfully, they held out.
Yeah, thank goodness. It was a lot of fun to watch that game. A little scary there in the fourth quarter.
It felt like a brand new season, honestly.
It seriously did. It felt like day one all over again, but even better.
And it was certainly a far cry from last week when we were on the show talking about one of the biggest blowout losses in franchise history. On the other side of the token, a blowout, at least for the first 3 quarters. A completely different looking team today. And as Cam Cox shows us, a different team thanks to a new and very different running back. How's it going, Cam?
Guys, good evening. You know, in 4 games with the Saints this season, Adrian Peterson, goose egg, 0 touchdowns. 3 minutes and 8 seconds into his Cardinal career, he found the end zone. Video game mode on rookie level. Adrian Peterson is tonight Cardinals sideline sidebar.
It's Peterson.
Breaking ankles.
What a move.
This is the opportunity that, I've been waiting for.
There's a reason his nickname is AD. He's an all-day performer.
Once I got that call on Tuesday, I was rejuvenated. My wife even seen it. She was just like, just feel like, boulder would just lift it off your back.
Adrian Peterson lifted the boulder off the Cardinals right away.
And he will take it all the way.
4 carries for 54 yards and a touchdown on the opening drive.
He's incredible. It was awesome to watch him. He runs so powerful, he's so explosive.
We got a Hall of Fame running back. There's no question about that.
Couldn't help it sometimes. I'm supposed to be booting out and doing some stuff. I just couldn't help to, turn and look. A couple times he almost ripped my shoulder out of the joint. Just handing the ball off to him. He's just so powerful.
It reminded me of Madden. The way he was just running through there and out on his knees, just like his celebration he used to do in Madden. I'm a huge fan of him.
It got me warmed up.
Once the offense was warm, there was no stopping it. The Cardinals scored on their first 4 possessions. With all the focus on Peterson, the passing game was wide open.
Play action, end zone, touchdown, Fitzgerald.
I saw him. When you're running the plays and you're running downhill, the defense has to commit. We were able to take advantage of an opportunity, created by our offensive line and Adrian running the football.
Peterson finished with his first 100-yard game and 2-touchdown game since 2015. Not bad for someone who didn't get the playbook until 5 days ago.
It's funny because on the flight down, all of it it sounded like Chinese. And I'm just like, just the terminology is, is really a complex offensive system.
The first thing that I noticed was how smart he is. He picked it up so fast, and I'm in the huddle trying to remind him of things, and he's just like, I got it.
The 32-year-old running back admitted he needed a game like this to show everyone he's not over the hill yet, including his son.
He's playing flag football, and he scored 2 touchdowns on Friday. And so right now I think his total is like 6 touchdowns. And he was like, hey, Dad, how many touchdowns do you have? I'm like, I don't got none, but I'm going to catch up with you.
4 more to go, AP. It is funny. He's staying with Larry Fitzgerald. Fitz actually joking after the game that if the Cardinals would have drafted Peterson 11 years ago, they would have already had a Super Bowl ring. 11 years later, they can maybe accomplish that if he keeps running like this. Guys, we talked about it earlier in the week. Can a running back really make an offensive line better? I think we figured that out today.
Yeah, hey, by the way, man, I'm a little offended that you never invited me to stay in your guest house when I moved out here. What's up with that?
It's a small shed, Paul, and it has my lawnmower in it, so I don't think it would accommodate you very well. But
I would have fed your goldfish.
I'll fix it up and I'll get it ready for you.
All right, buddy. Hey, I hope you got your passport ready because we're sending you across the pond next week. Cameron Cox in London. Look, he's got his duster. That's a bad Photoshop right there.
I like that look.
The compensation for you, Cam, all the crumpets and chips you can eat. I hope it's enough. Wake up with 12 today and stay up all night to catch Cam's work only on 12 News. your official home of the Arizona Cardinals. In the meantime, ask and ye shall receive an answer from a receiver. This, you asked the Cards question for JJ Nelson.
Hi, my name is Yadira and I'm from Phoenix. This question is for JJ Nelson. How are you feeling? How are you fitting in with the game? And what's your attitude towards the season?
I'm feeling okay right now. You know, the hammy's slowing me down. But other than that, I'm feeling pretty good, taking it day by day. And as far as the season, you know, we're just going to continue to get better and, you know, hopefully get all the wins and bring a Super Bowl back to Arizona.
Hey man, my hammy hurts too. I stand by the fact that once you hit 20, you're never 100%. We're all day to day. Just like pumpkin spice lattes, we cannot get enough of the You Ask the Cards questions. Tweet them, Facebook them, snail mail them. I don't think that last one's possible. Just be sure to include your name and the player the question's directed toward. Do that and we will put you on television. And then you can brag to all your friends about how cool you are. When most football fans hear the name Andre Ellington, one image comes to mind. Then Jaguars pass rusher Jason Babin holding a fistful of dreadlock in his hand like a Mesoamerican headhunter after ripping it right out of Andre's dome mid-tackle. Since literally having his wig split back in his rookie season, Ellington has been a steady contributor for the Cardinals offense. And now that his hair has had a chance to grow back, there's no better time to step into the huddle with the former Clemson Tiger.
Andre, take me back to Moncks Corner, South Carolina. Population, let's see, 7,885. That's back in 20. That's a small town, man. Tell me about where you're from.
Yeah, man, it's like you said, it's a small town, but, you know, very loving. People out there, you know, they show a lot of love when I go back home. You know, it's an inspiring place. You know, it motivates you to keep going each and every day to do what I do. So,
how often do you go back?
Man, like I try to get back as much as I can, but I'll say about twice a year. I have a football camp out there every year, so that's most definitely I'll be back for that.
You must have been a superstar in a little town like that.
I don't remember getting tackled in Pee Wee, man. Honestly, I felt like I was the fastest guy out there. So the reasons why I play running back, you know, when you're in that level, you're the fastest guy, you always got the ball in your hands. But I kind of fight for the fame with my cousin, Bruce. You know, they love Bruce around there. He won the state championship, so he kind of got the upper hand on me right now.
Did you ever get to play with Bruce at all, or was that just like a dream scenario?
I did. I think maybe, I want to say my senior year, his sophomore year, we played. But other than that, we went on to college. He was my rival after that. So,
what's your favorite place on the planet? When you think of like the one place you'd like to be in the off season or when you're retired, where is it?
Wow, that's a good question. Somewhere on the beach, man. Just kick back, just feet up, man. Just enjoying the sunset.
What are you listening to nowadays when you put the headphones on before a game?
I'm a fan of Lil Wayne. So any Lil Wayne song, old or new, that's pretty much what I'm listening to, man. So he's my favorite artist.
Hope he's doing all right, man. He's having no seizure issues.
Yeah. He's good, man. You know, he's working too hard, man. You know, you can take a little break here and there, but he'll be fine.
You hear that, Weezy? Take a little break every now and again. Hey, what are you eating? What's your favorite food? Give me like your number one dish. You had to pick one, last meal.
Salmon, sweet potatoes. You can keep the greens. I don't really care about that. But as long as I got those two, man, I'm fine.
Give me something you're bad at.
Bad at? Oh, man. Singing. Throwing the football.
I think they'll only make you do one of those things maybe here. You don't have to worry about singing at all.
Let's see. I'm not good at baseball either. I can't swing the bat. I can steal bases, but I can't swing the bat.
Where do you think you rank amongst the most famous Andres? Like, where in that list?
I'm the greatest.
Well, Andre the Giant. That's fun.
Rest in peace.
Right. R.I.P. Andre the Giant. Andre 3000.
He come number 2 to me.
Okay. Andre Agassi, pretty well-known tennis player. But you're not like number 4, right?
I'm roughly 3, 4. Okay. Those are legend guys. I'm trying to climb my way up.
Agassi, he's coming for you.
I'm coming for you, man.
So can you play tennis? I guess that's the next question.
I actually never tried. You know, it looks fun, but it looks complicated. So a lot of respect for those guys that play it.
So you could be great. You just don't know yet.
Just don't know yet, man.
Hey, everybody talking on Twitter, not about Andre, but about Adrian Peterson, I assume, right?
It was so much fun on Twitter today. Seriously, Cardinals fans could not keep calm, and neither could I during that first half. Adam said what I think a lot of people were thinking. He said, aren't Larry Fitzgerald and Adrian Peterson supposed to be washed up right now?
Yeah, good day for the old guys.
They're owning this game. Yeah, well, they're 32 and 34. I guess that's old in football, right? And look at this tweet from Coach's son, Jake Arians. This is what he had to say about Peterson's debut. He says, I would venture to say Adrian Peterson has something left. Welcome to the desert. Take a look at this couple who says they are all smiles after the win. Isn't this so cute? That's like the perfect date, right? Going to a football game with your love. And then winning, and they have matching jerseys. I love these two. And you know what, you guys? If those jerseys are Lucky Charms, we're going to need you to keep wearing them. Don't bother washing them. That might ruin it. I'm giving you permission not to do laundry on those jerseys.
Cute baby.
Of course, we make it our mission here to bring you cute Cardinals babies, and boy, oh boy, are we delivering this time. The caption here really says it all. Meet the cutest Cardinals fan ever. I'm not going to argue with that. I mean, check out his hairdo. He's so adorable.
I think that's the fiber wax he uses. I'm familiar with that product.
A little bit of crew? Is that crew?
Just a little bit. You want it to smell good.
Whatever it takes to get that look. And now I want to tell you who tweeted it, and that's an Arizona Cardinals win. Next stop, London. Who's coming with? 1 hour left to enter. So who's giving away a trip to London?
Is it Cam Cox? Is he going to let us go with him?
I wish. Number 11, himself, Larry Fitzgerald. Get this. Fitz offered fans the chance to win a trip to London to watch the Cards take on the Lions. All you had to do was donate to Larry's First Down Fund charity, you know, the one that he's always promoting because he's such a good guy. If you win, make sure you say hi to Cam Cox because he will be in London too. Sorry to say, entries are closed now, but good luck to everyone who did enter.
Yo, whoever wins, if it hasn't been announced yet, get with us. Like, holler at us. We'll put you on TV. Welcome back to Cardinals Locker Room. 6 games in the books, and the Cards are right where they started, at 500. And while that may not be a good season ticket sales pitch, that record is significant in the NFC West. Bruce Cooper has his eyes on the rest of the division, including the surprise frontrunners, the LA Rams.
Who?
I know. I'm just as surprised as you are.
Yeah, that's right, Paul. It is the surprising LA Rams and Seattle Seahawks sharing the top spot in the NFC West, a game ahead of the Cardinals coming into today's play. But the Seahawks, yeah, they have a little time off. They're enjoying their bye week. The Rams, meantime, in action today in Jacksonville against the Jaguars, and the Rams wasted little time getting on the scoreboard. Pharaoh Cooper taking the opening kickoff back the other way. Check him out down the sideline, 103 yards to the house. Oh my, is that something special? All right. Hey, speaking of special, the Rams special teams coming up big today. They also had a punt block for a touchdown. Corey Littleton with the block, Malcolm Brown with the scoop and score. Rams improved to 4-2 on the season with a 27-17 win. It's the Rams and Cardinals next Sunday in London. And meantime, the winless 49ers in the nation's capital, and Niners head coach Kyle Shanahan benching quarterback Brian Hoyer in favor of rookie C.J. Beathard, and the rookie connects with Aldrick Robinson, 45 yards right here. It's a touchdown, cutting the Redskins' lead to 26-24. Can the Niners get that elusive first win? Final seconds of the game. Beathard's pass is intercepted by Kyle Fuller. Washington keeps San Francisco winless, 26-24 the final. All right, Paul, let me hit you with my one big thing or my one big takeaway from the Cardinals game this afternoon. And yeah, it's too obvious. The impact of Adrian Peterson. Yeah, from the electricity and excitement he brought to the fans inside the stadium to the energy and burst he brought to his teammates and coaching staff on the sideline. Peterson had a profound impact during the game. He carried the ball 4 times for 54 yards and a touchdown on the Cardinals' opening possession of the game. With a physical downhill running he brought to the Cardinals offense, they were able to use play action to their advantage. Safeties and linebackers biting on the run, opening up the middle for Palmer to exploit. Yeah, Peterson's production on the playing field was huge. His final numbers very impressive. 26 carries for 134 yards and 2 touchdowns. But it's the life, the spark, the energy that he injected into the entire team and fan base that had the biggest impact and value this afternoon, Paul.
Oh, it's the Zen. It's the life force, man. Well, that life force extended to the rest of the offense. You remember last week how we were talking about how the Cardinals needed to get Larry Fitzgerald the football? Their best player, not touching the ball. his usage rate way lower than usual, and the powers that be heard our prayers. The football gods answered today. 10 catches, 138 yards, and a touch for Fitz, including a few huge plays in the early going, and that set the tone for the day. It's funny how having a ground game opens up the passing game. It's like they go hand in hand, peanut butter and jelly. And Fitz reaping the rewards today, Coop.
Oh, man, it was something really special to see. You know, I wasn't really sure that Peterson would be able to come in and make this big an impact so early. I thought he would certainly make an impact, but to say that I saw 134 yards and 2 touchdowns coming, and his impact has opened up the entire playbook. Hey, look, Carson Palmer completed his first 14 passes. Get this, Paul. He passed the ball only 22 times today. The Cardinals ran it 35 times. You gotta like that type of numbers, especially given the fact that Palmer's been under so much duress and pressure this year.
That's good balance there, Coop. Hey, George of the Pro Football Focus jungle penciled us into his Sunday plans, as he always does. George, we're smiling out here in Cardinal country. It doesn't take a stat junkie like yourself to notice what Adrian Peterson added to the Cardinals offense today.
Yeah, and I think there was some question about, you know, how good he would look, at least to start, based on what we've seen with New Orleans and the past year with Minnesota. But right from the get-go, both he and the offensive line were really in sync. And I think the O-line deserves a great deal of credit here. He gained 3.1 yards before contact per attempt, which was by far the most of any Cardinals runners so far this year. And of course, once he started going downhill, he was making people miss. I think it was Brett Grimes there in the fourth quarter who just totally whiffed. And so, you know, those 4 missed tackles are huge. 2 runs of 15-plus yards. Both of those numbers way above what we've seen previously. So if he can keep this up, man, you know, the sky's the limit here.
We've talked about this the last couple of weeks, how the Cardinals' run offense was the worst in the entire league. Well, they get the run game going, and it seems to go hand in hand with the passing game. Larry Fitzgerald with a huge day today as well.
Yeah, I mean, they made an effort to target him, particularly when he was out wide. 14 snaps out at wide receiver, and he was targeted on 9 of those. In total, 11 targets, caught 10 of them, 130-plus yards and a touchdown. He beat 6 different Bucs defenders, and that all adds up to a passer rating of 149.1 for Carson Palmer. No other wide receiver was as good a target for their quarterback this week as Fitz was.
Throw the ball to a Hall of Fame wide receiver. Funny how that works for Carson. Hey, on the other side of the ball, though, Tampa Bay's got a premier wide receiver threat that not a lot of guys know that he's really as good as his numbers indicate, Mike Evans. But he was shut down by Patrick Peterson today.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it last week. We were looking forward to this, and Mike Evans is really as good as they come. They took that deep shot really early in the game. Peterson was right there, and from then on out, it was, I mean, he was just totally locked down. He was on Evans 70% of the time pretty much when he was out there, and it was really effective. I mean, he was targeted only 4 times. None of those were completed, particularly that one in the end zone there where he was able to break it up. Huge play, would have really swung the momentum the other way if he didn't make it, and, you know, that's how the game goes.
How about a little revisionist history? You predicted all of this. As soon as you saw Adrian Peterson was coming to the team, George was the guy that said that they were going to win this week. He didn't really say that, but I like George, and I like Inside the Stat Sheet. Thanks for joining us, pal. Welcome back to Cardinals Locker Room. If you've got 2 minutes to spare, we'd like to spend that time with you. This is the segment where we bring a Cardinals fan into our studios to talk about anything they want. This is Corey, our first ever luchador. Corey, what's on your mind behind the mask, my friend?
My mind behind the mask is we had this game in the bag and we almost gave it up. That's what I'm thinking about.
All right, not Adrian Peterson. Let the record state. Everyone else wants to talk about AP. Corey's concerned about the defense. Hey, your 2-minute drill starts right now.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Like, come on, we had this game in the bag. I went to this game last year. I think it was the second game of the year. We beat them 40-7. And the way that we started out doing this, we were beating them the same way. And then in the second half, it looked like we just gave up. It looked like the defense kind of I mean, the offense seemed like they were playing pretty good, but the defense seemed like they kind of slacked off, like we got this one in the bag. We can't feel like this one, like any game's in the bag, especially when we're 2-3 and we're still on the losing end of any momentum. We don't have no momentum yet.
And that was still the starters getting beat, too, by the way, against the backup quarterback.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They're not even playing with Winston. They're playing with Fitzpatrick, and they're coming back on us within the second half. That shouldn't happen with the defense that we got. We got talent.
Did you think at any point that this game was out of hand and that they were going to lose? I mean, the Bucs came close down the stretch. If they didn't mess up a few two-point conversions and things like that, maybe we're talking about something else entirely.
Yeah. No, I mean, honestly, I had faith in our team because we usually have a good time. If we're winning and it's close to the fourth quarter, usually we do a pretty good job of keeping that win until the game's over. But in this one, I mean, just to see the points go from second half to where they were, to just see them rising and rising and I'm like, I know what talent we have, and I'm just like, well, you know, we gave up.
Does this concern you moving forward? Is this going to be a problem going forward for this defense, or do you think this was just a one-time thing where they took their foot off the pedal a little bit?
Well, I want to see them keep the foot on the pedal. You know, I'm glad that we won this one, but as far as just sitting back like, oh well, we blew them out again, and watch them just catch up, touchdown after touchdown, and we ain't doing nothing.
All right, your 2-minute drill is all said and done, but I get your point, man. You know, we'd be a little upset if that lead was gone.
You're supposed to stay full throttle the whole way, not just, all right, we're blowing them out like we did last year. Let's our defense just take a little break. Everybody's okay, you know.
Everything is okay. You heard it from Corey, the man in the poncho. Listen to the luchador, folks. Mama always said, don't ask a question you don't want an honest answer to. Well, Mom, I hope you're watching, and I hope you're proud of me or whatever. Here's another question for the Cards.
My name is Luis Martinez. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, and I would like to ask John Brown a question, and that question will be, how are you feeling health-wise?
I mean, I'm feeling good. I'm just ready to go. I'm just ready to help the team out as much as I can.
And he is doing that. He's healthy once again. We got Smoke back. Hey, Luis, thanks for sending that question. I'm still waiting for someone out there to ask a really fun oddball one like, hey, Pat Pete, how often do you floss to maintain a smile like that? Can you please be that person for me? I don't want to have to beg. Welcome back to Cardinals Locker Room. You know what that whistle means. It's one final timeout for trivia. We asked you a little earlier in the show the following question. There it is. Name the 4 active NFL players to win the Heisman Trophy and also be the NFL's #1 overall draft pick. How many did you come up with? You know one's going to be a Cardinal because it's on this show. How about Carson Palmer? Anybody? You have Carson Palmer? And how about the QB on the other side of the field? Well, at least until he got hurt. Jameis Winston. As for the other 2, Minnesota's Sam Bradford, also injured, and the Panthers' Cam Newton, sometimes injured, not right now. Thanks for playing. We're going to have a new trivia question for you next week. Before we go, let's update our live interactive poll one final time. We asked you who had the biggest impact in today's Cardinals win. 72% of you say Adrian Peterson in his Cards debut making the biggest impact. Larry Fitzgerald and Carson Palmer coming in a distant second and third.